I'm Stuart Rockoff, Executive Director of the Mississippi Humanities Council, and we nominated our Racial Equity Grant Program for the Schwartz Prize. 2017 was the Mississippi bicentennial. We were building, as a state, 2 new history museums that told the story of our state. And we thought at a time when people were sort of commemorating and thinking back and celebrating the history of our state, that it was really important to come to terms with one of the continual difficult issues that we deal with, which is race. We funded 50 different programs across the state that explored in some sense the kind of racial history, racism, and racial divides in Mississippi. And what I'm sort of most proud of are the times that we were able to support local work that helped communities heal over some really kind of ugly history. I think of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, where there's the story of Clyde Kennard, who was a gentleman who tried to integrate the University of Southern Mississippi in the late 50s and ended up being framed by the police for a crime he didn't commit, sent to prison, got sick, wasn't treated, ended up dying. And so it's a really awful story, and one that the African American community of Hattiesburg has, really still has a lot of issues with. And so we were able to support a sort of lecture series that talked about Clyde Kennard and help bridge the sort of college and university rather, and the African American community. And it culminated with the creation of a short documentary about Clyde Kennard that's intended to be shown to every incoming freshman at the University of Southern Mississippi. One of our goals was to work with organizations that were very small and that had never worked with us before. We really wanted to work at sort of capacity building. And so we are very proud that of the 45 different organizations that we funded, 24 we'd never worked with before and hadn't worked with in the last 5 years. I think it is a wonderful example of the power of the humanities and the tools of the humanities to address some of the most important issues that we face today. And in our state, it helps us deal with an issue that has defined and shaped our past, that defines and shapes our present, and unfortunately will continue to shape us into the future.